38-year-old Matthew Hall Nyamlori's education journey saw him spend 22 years in primary school and sit KCPE 9 times. But his effort and determination have finally paid off after graduating from Kenyatta University, where he joined 4 years ago. He scored a B+ in KCSE from Nairobi School. Matthew shares with the nation how he feels about his achievement. How do you feel?
I can say I'm the happiest person on earth today because my dream has come true. I started pursuing this thing in late 80s. Eventually, I've been conferred undergraduate degree in Kenyatta University. This has been my dream, this has been my prayer. This is what made me repeat class 8 9 times. Joining Kanga, Maseno School, eventually Nairobi School, with support of Equity Wings to Fly.
So just take us shortly, because we already talked about this some time back. Take us just back in time.
In fact, it was the toughest time in my life because you get your friend, you lose your friend because you are stagnated in one point. People are humiliating you, people are laughing at you. Because the problem I had was I was coming from a poor background. So I had no one to support me to pay fee. Because sitting KCP 9 times, I failed none. Nearly all of my KCP, all of my calling letters came from national school. Second attempt, I scored 5 of 5. I was admitted at Kanga High School. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Third attempt, 387 Rapogi, because it was now out of 500. Fourth attempt, it was 399 at Sony Sugar Primary. I was admitted at Rapogi again. That was fourth attempt. Fifth attempt was Rangwe Junior Academy, 434. And I was admitted at Maseno School.
434 out of a possible 500.
And then I joined Maseno. You know, I had joined Kanga and I dropped. I joined Maseno, also I dropped in 2006. 2007, I was in Nairobi doing Mujengo. I understand Mujengo, putting tile, doing skirting, taraso, in anything in Mujengo I understand very well because I did Mujengo for like 16 months, doing Mujengo full time in
That's
Nairobi.
1 year and 4 more months.
Yes. And later on, when I realized that I could save nothing, no way I could help even my mother to buy food, I decided to go back to primary. I went to Agoro Sare. I was admitted at Maranda. I didn't join.
Why?
Then sixth time I went to...
Why didn't you join Maranda and opted for...
School fee. I had no one who could...
So you went to Agoro Sare Primary?
Primary.
Yes, because you couldn't proceed to Maranda.
To Maranda.
Okay.
I couldn't proceed. You know, I had dropped out of Maseno.
Yes.
I came from Mujengo in Nairobi. Then I went back to primary. Because after doing Mujengo, I realized, for somebody who has dropped out of class 8, to compare himself with somebody, a graduate or somebody who has done something like reached from 4, it will take you, it will take you a lot of energy. Because I was very energetic, doing a lot of work, being paid peanut. You can save nothing, you can help nobody. You stayed in a terrible life at Hagi, number 10, Mathare Valley. It was a very terrible life. I decided, no, I'm going back to school. I went back to Agoro Sare. I scored 97, I think, 97, 94. Admitted to Maranda. I didn't go Maranda, yes.
You didn't go?
I didn't go. I went to Aldorebi. Start again KCP.
Aldorebi is in...
Narok.
Yes.
Dulele. Scored 401. Admitted to Kapsabet Boys High School. I didn't join.
A national school, eh?
Yeah, I didn't join Kapsabet. Later I went to Kosela Agape Junior Academy under the favor of Bishop of Miracle Land Ministry. I started my KCP, that was 2010. I scored again 400. Admitted to Maranda.
How many admissions to Maranda did you ever get during this time that you were in primary?
3 Maranda, 2 Rapogi, 1 Maseno, 1 Nairobi School, 1 Kabianga High School.
Then
yeah, we have one Kapsabet boys
Yes.
in 2009. Then eventually, that was my happiest year. Was my final attempt at Oriri Primary School. I scored
Why was
4.3.
it your happiest of all these attempts?
I have been looking for an organization to pay my fee. I knocked several doors, including the one for the MPs, including my MP, then MP. No one was willing to support me. I was watching my peers, those who I was even better than in class, beating them in class, going through, joining university. I'm still stagnated in primary. It was the journey full of misfortune and hurdles, but I trusted upon God through determination that one time I love to achieve my dream. One time I love to change the face of my family, because we were very poor in the village, the poorest in our village. Yes.
Now, somebody may ask, and I know so many people have asked this, why did you spend so many years in primary school attempting KCPE 9 times while you are performing well and you are being called to you know, the best school, the de la cream of schools in Kenya?
You know, I spent many years because you see, when I did my first KCP in Bomet. That was in the 9. And then I scored 478. And you see, I went to repeat at Rongo. I joined Kanga, having known that very soon I'll be through, I'll be joining university and do what. Unfortunately, I dropped out of Kanga because of it. And the people who dropped out of primary, joined vocational training, who had somebody to pay for them vocational training, had already, some were doing carpentry, mechanic, power mechanic. You see, me, I had no one. Let me tell you, I didn't even have anywhere to stay. I used to stay in someone bathroom outside the compound, outside the room. Someone bathroom, carrying my clothes in polythene bag, sleeping, using that that polythene bag as a pillow. I must wake up very early in the morning before that person comes to know that there is an intruder somewhere sleeping in my bathroom.
So you were using the bathroom without their knowledge?
Without their knowledge. Because if somebody could not even allow you to
Where is
take
this,
water,
Kapsabet or in
that
Rongo?
was Rongo, in
Rongo.
Rongo. In Rongo.
Did they finally find out that there was somebody who was using their
No,
bathroom?
I was
for...
very clever. I used to go to a hotel where it has a televisions. I buy a tea of 10 buck tea. I take it and sit down idle until 10 p.m. I sneaked, I go sleep. Very early in the morning at 5, I'm out, going to the stage, looking for those who are going and looking for Mjengo where to go and do the work.
You've had an incredible journey in terms of your performance, I must say. But what have you ever felt at any point in your life that I think this is too much for me, and maybe it's time I stopped pursuing this thing called education to better my life and maybe find another thing to do?
That was, I think, I almost lost hope after dropping out of Maseno, because Maseno is one of the best performing national schools in Kenya.
No doubt.
And if I could not get a sponsor or somebody who could sponsor my education then, dropping out of prestigious school, it was really painful, because you see, of all the year from 1998, it is only 2007 where I was outside the school. I came to do Mjengo because now I was trying if I can make a living using casual work, of which I found it difficult. I couldn't make it. I found it difficult to tackle Mjengo, to support my family and to support myself. My family, as in, you know, I am coming from a very poor family. I am also the 9th born in the family of 13. So you can know the age of my dad. Right now, my dad is almost 90. I think